All right, welcome back, guys. Mark here. Great to see you again. And I'm feeling better, right? Got through that tooth extraction, but I'm feeling much better now, and I've got a lot more energy. So let's do some trading with Pocket Option and see what we can do. Going to go ahead and claim my prize for today. There we go. Next prize in about 8 hours to go. All right, thank you, Pocket Option. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go back to the strategy that has always worked for me, and that is the Fast 5. So if you're not familiar with the Fast 5 strategy, this is where we're using a 5-second expiry with a 30-second time frame. And, you know, I found that I've been getting the best results with this. Now, the video before this one, we were using the Fractal Chaos bands. If you were there and you've watched that video, that did not turn out too great. It was really risky. And, you know, I almost hit a 20% drawdown on my account. So in this video, we're not going to be doing that strategy. And this is why I always stress is to stay with the same strategy at all times. Don't be switching around and jumping around, you know, strategy hopping. So what I'm going to do is just remove all the indicators because they're not required for this strategy. And also up here on the charts, let's go ahead and switch this back to the regular candlesticks. And also, guys, I've been tweaking a few things here. So let me go ahead and we'll bring back the mountain background here. So you guys, so this is probably what it's going to look like for you. Now, for the Fast 5, what we want to do is set up the time frame for 30 seconds. So I'm going to select S30 right here. And then over here for the expiry, I'm going to change this to S5. Okay. So when you have all that, you're ready to go because there's no indicators. Now we're going to be using real capital in this video. That's what I have up here. So here's my demo and here's my real cash. So along with the strategy, we're also going to be using money management. So what I'm going to do is take my current balance inside of Pocket Option, which was 3186.51. 3186.51. I'm going to enter that into the Wealth Warriors Trade Manager, okay? Because this is going to help us stay on track. So we have some type of money management and we're not guessing at the different trade amounts. The Wealth Warriors Trade Manager is available to all of the VIP members that are a part of our private group. This is provided to them to enhance and improve their trading and give them, you know, a structure to follow. And so I'll be talking a little bit more about it later. But for now, you can watch and you can see how I'm using this to my advantage. So we can make sure that by the end of this video, I come out with more money than I started with. That's the main goal here for all my videos, is to end I would say almost every video in profit. I've been lucky, right? You know, when it comes to trading, a lot of it's pure luck. And so far, I've been doing really well with it. And so have a lot of our members that have joined. But we're going to start there. So 3186.51. 3186.51 is what I will be starting with here. Going to go ahead and reset the trade manager. And I was playing around with the different settings earlier. But so the first trade amount is 221. So we will take the trade amount right here. This is what the manager gives us, 221, and we enter that into Pocket Option. That's a starting point. Okay, that's just the bottom. That's the base starting point. Based on the settings that I've chosen here to win 1 out of 10 trades, this is about the lowest I can go. Now, do you always have to trade with $2? No, this number is going to change. And so, but that is just the starting for trade slot number 1. And so, yeah, but let me just go through here real quick and show you how to do this strategy. It's very simple. So if each candle represents 30 seconds, then what you're going to do is wait until the first 5 seconds of that 30-second candle have passed. So 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. When it hits 25 seconds, you're going to look and see what you're going to look at the candle. Does it look like it's going up or down? Is it red or green? So you'll take a trade based on the movement and the color of the candle. So in this example, look at right here. You can see you've got a nice solid red candle right here. So therefore, I would take a sell. At the 25-second mark, which is after the first 5 seconds of that 30-second candle, if we're pushing green like this, I'll enter green. That's it. And I'll go through this. I'll take a bunch of trades so you guys can watch and learn how to do it. Now, for those of you that have already seen my videos, you're already subscribed to the channel. Great to see you again. And so we'll just trade as normal. And so thank you for joining me. And so let's just go ahead and start off here. So here we go. First 30-second candle, 28, 27, 26, right? A little late. If the candle's indecisive, right? Indecisive means that if the candle is, it's got a large wick at the top and bottom, and it doesn't really know where it wants to go, it's flipping back and forth between red and green, then I will just skip that candle and wait for the next one. Really simple, guys. Now, if you do have a loss, there's no reason to panic. We don't always win every first trade that we do on my videos. I don't always win those trades. I mean, sometimes I do, but it's not always like that. So what happens if you do have a loss? Come over to the trade manager and mark this with an L. So enter an L, and then the trade manager will give you the trade amount for the next trade. That's it. That's simple. So 462. And you just continue. You can change the chart if you want to. Of course, the payout was really low on that. So that's gonna affect my profitability because you always want to make sure that you guys are trading with currency pairs that are paying out the most, of course. And so I will choose one of these top pairs, but that's okay. We'll make back the money, guys. No worries. This looks pretty good right there. I'm going to go ahead and enter, and need a little bit more push up there. One more second. There we go. And I will go ahead and mark that with a W. Now, if I win 1 out of 10 trades, my session is completed. So all I have to do is just click on the new session button over here, wait for that to clear out, and there you go. Done. And we're ready for the next one. So now this is going to be a little bit off because that first trade I took, it was with a payout in the 60% area. So this is not going to matter. Let's see, 31.88.55, 31.88, very close, guys. It says 54. I'm just going to change that to 55. There we go. So 221, let's go ahead and put that back in there. So we go back down to 221. And then we continue trading. So we can take this right at that 25-second mark. We need a little bit more push. We may or may not get it. I don't know. We did get that. So we mark this with a W. Click on New Session. And rinse and repeat. Reset everything. Start over. Repeat this process. Whatever your goal is for the day. Okay? So based on your capital, your initial capital, whatever you guys want to do, you want to make $20, $30, $40 a day, right? Well, here's what you do. You come over to the daily goals and you enter in whatever that target is. So for me, I've got in here $30 a day. That's not really my goal for today, but that just so happens to be $30 there. Well, right down here where it says sessions required, it's going to tell you the amount of sessions that need to be completed to reach that goal of $30. Okay. If I change this to 40, now it says 20 sessions. Okay. So just 5 more sessions and we've got that $40 a day. 30, only 15 sessions. Okay, so whatever that number is, you guys can also go by percentages. If you want to gain like 2% on your account per day, enter in 2, and you've got 31 sessions to complete. Now, this is only an estimate, so it could be a little bit more, a little bit less. All right, let's continue. 221. Got that entered in, and we've already passed that 25-second mark, so we can change the chart. This one's working pretty well. I like the movement, but we can also change the chart if we want to. You don't have to stay on the same chart. So we're waiting. A new 30-second candle is going to appear. There it is, 29, 28, 27, 26. Not great. Okay. So that was an L. Let's go ahead and mark that. Not the best entry, guys. I want to get more trades in for you. 462. And let's see if we can get in a better entry. And we can go and see what the other charts and what the other assets are doing. This looks interesting. So upward trend. And there we go. So let's kind of see what it's doing here. First 5 seconds of the 30-second candle. That's what we're looking for. Hope you all are doing well. I'm feeling a little bit better. A couple weeks ago, I had a tooth extraction. My basically dental surgery. My immune system was working overtime, and I'm feeling much better now. So thank you for all the wonderful comments from you guys. And we're just going to take one day at a time. But feeling much, much better. Okay, so that's another L. Let's mark this next one with an L as well. 964 is the next amount. You see how the trade manager gives you the amount for the next trade? 964. Yep, just woke up, went out for a walk, trying to get those steps in. I didn't get that much, maybe like, maybe 4,000 steps or something like that. Trying to get some type of movement, because if you're sitting here trading all the time, you really don't get a lot of movement in 2013. And I'm going to switch the chart. You guys can do whatever you want. Totally up to you. Sometimes I'll zoom out. Maybe we've got a zone happening, maybe the price is rejecting off of support and resistance zone or whatever. That's indecisive. You see that right there? At the 25-second mark, that was indecisive big time. So I'll just go ahead and stay on that and wait for the next one. Looks like the landscapers have they've already done the leaf blower and have already mowed the lawn and trimmed the shrubs today already, so I don't have to worry about that. Usually on Mondays, it's pretty loud on the videos. It comes through the microphone. But today, not an issue. Knock on wood. They could come around the corner. So we'll just stay cool, stay low until that happens. All right, so we'll hit that new session button. So far today, we've done 3 sessions, so I'm getting closer to whatever goal it is. Let's go back to our, I don't know what we had it on here originally. What we have, 30 bucks? Okay, 222, so you can see this amount getting a little bit larger, so because we're compounding our account. Yeah, it came really close. Was doing the Pink Lady strategy on the last video. And I don't know, guys, it was, I was a bit uncomfortable because it's not a strategy that I normally do. And I've stated that. This one here, I'm way more comfortable with, but that's indecisive. Look at that. I'm going to change the chart. Could be just that channel there. So yeah, just stick to the same strategy, guys. Really, that is just the best. Trade it through the good times and the bad. Yes, even through the bad times. Trade it through the bad times as well. Because you're still learning, Oh, not a good entry, but... Oh well, we could still win, but... Yeah. I won that trade, but it was not a good entry. That happens, and I'll admit it. You know, not every win is a win is a win, but you know, sometimes I'm not 100% happy with it. So 222, we're still at 222 actually for the trade amount. Let's go ahead and stand by. 28, 27, 26, 25. I don't like how it looks. It's undecided. And if that's the case, I'll just stay out, guys. But this is all we do. This is what I do. This is what I'm most comfortable with. And a lot of you want me to stick to the same strategy as well. And I appreciate that. Sometimes I'll change the strategy on my videos and be like, Mark, what happened? Go back to the five, go back to the fast five. And so here I am. Ooh. There we go. Saw something there. And go ahead and grab that. One more second, and there it is. Awesome. So let's go back over here, mark that. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. Another W, and just going to keep repeating the 222 still. And so now, guys, really, I don't get excited when I win, and I don't get excited when I lose. I just stay the same, okay? Sometimes on the videos I'll get a little excited for you guys, but honestly, it's work. It's a grind, right? It's focus, and you want to, maintain a balance in terms of your emotions at all times. You don't want to act like a fool and get all jumping around all over the place. And that's one of the great things about taking so many trades is that after a while, you just become numb. It doesn't really bother you. It doesn't affect you. That was a win, but that was really close on that one. But that's how it is with the strategy. A lot of your wins are going to be like super close. It's highly effective. That's what I believe. You might try this out. We have a lot of members inside of our group. We have a live community of over 1,800 traders trading pocket option. And they all share their different strategies and stuff. And a lot of you are using the Fast Five. And that's awesome. But a lot of you are not. You just felt like, that's not, it just doesn't go with you. You want to take on maybe a 1 minute time frame with a 1 minute expiry, use, the different moving averages and stuff like that. If that's what you decide to do, then great. Then please do that. Nothing wrong with that at all, guys. So 222, did I log that? Wait, what's the balance? 31.9875. Awesome. Okay, I don't know why. Sometimes I'll get talking and forget about everything. So let's oh, it looks interesting. And this is what we're doing, guys. This is what we do. 27, 26, pretty good. Oh, kind of missed that pump there. So I don't know, we might get a little rejection. Yeah, we got it, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and mark this with an L, 463. And I can only see that and see those little details by doing the strategy over and over and over again. That's the only way you're going to see things. Because the first time you do something, you're just not going to see it. You're just going to do it and then go, oh, the strategy doesn't work, screw it. I'm going to do something else, or I'm going to go back to my old strategy or whatever. But it's that repetition and persistence and consistency. And if you do it enough, the candles, the movement, everything's going to look different. After you've done it like 100 times. Comparing your 100th trade to your first trade, the candles are going to look dramatically different. Ooh, that looked nice, but this is not a guarantee, guys. You see that? It's thinking about it, but nope, we got a little pullback, but that was close. Mark it with an L, 967. And then continue. So it looks like it's coming down here. Might hit a little resistance down here at the bottom, but kind of hesitating. It's not that strong. It looks like it's slowing down. Not the best entry, but yep, it's crawling. Let's go ahead and mark this with an L. 2018. Taking out the guesswork, guys. Taking out the guesswork. I'm letting the trade manager do all the math for me. There's a very sophisticated algorithm behind it. And, you know, it's designed to just help us relax a little bit. And, oh, look at that. Oh, I got a rejection. There we go. So it is what it is. Take it. Take it to the good and the bad, whatever you're going to do. 42.11. And this is what we do on every video. Just the same thing. Just repeat the process. And so we talked about a whole bunch of stuff on the last video. We talked about smoking cigarettes, and I quit smoking years ago. Like, I don't know how long it's been, a long time ago. It's been like 15 years. It wasn't cigarettes, it was cigars. But I did smoke cigarettes back in college. I don't like to talk about a lot of substance stuff on these videos because YouTube, I don't want to trigger anything. And so, yeah, so can't really talk about that too much. But yeah, we talk about everything. Stretching, working out. And so we got that. So what do? Mark it with a W and go come over here, click on new session. Let's check the balance. So it's in Pocket Option, it says 3,279. In the Trade Manager, it says 3,279. So we don't have to update the initial capital. The new Trade Manager version 3, it does all of this for you. Okay. So that's really cool. So 222. I don't know, is AI causing us to lose jobs? Right? I don't know. That's controversial. And that also may trigger something with YouTube as well. But human interaction is more important than ever right now. Now's the time to start. If you guys are thinking about doing something, your body, your identity, the person that you are, we all look different. Thank God we all look different. We all have unique abilities. And each and every one of us is better at one thing than anybody else in the world. That's a unique ability, right? Because we're so different. There's something that we do very, very well, and we do it better than anybody in the world. And you may know what that is, but also it could be something that you're doing, and it's so easy for you to do that you don't even see it. It's so effortless for you. You forget about the time, and you forget about everything. It doesn't take much effort at all. You enjoy it. But unfortunately, many people don't give it any credit. Right? They're not thankful for it. So I'm going to tell you guys, be thankful for it. But that unique ability, if you bring that to the table, right? Bring yourself, bring that human interaction, right? And do it in a way where you guys are providing massive value creation for the world. Things will change around for you. They will. Did we win that? We did. Okay, 30, yeah, we're good. Mark it with the W. I've been around the block, guys. I've been around for many, many years. I've been through a lot of self-development and mindset, and I've done a lot of things during different careers that I've had and stuff like that. So, and I've learned a lot. You get up to my age, there's a lot of a lot of stuff that you have accumulated over time. And that's why if you are around my age, and if you guys are pretty smart, you can probably figure it out. That's the best time. Because you've just absorbed so much, even subconscious information, right? Knowledge and skills, something that you've been doing your whole life, and you're really good at that one thing. 464. But there's a lot of folks out there that want to learn how to do what you used to do or what you're currently still doing. They want what you know. But unfortunately, we think that people don't. And that no one's going to listen to me, so I'm just not going to say anything. Right? Total falsehood right there. Not true at all. Because many people, a lot of people are just dying to know what you know. They really are. Just begging you, give me the information, tell me how. Maybe it's going to improve their life. Maybe it's going to help them get a better job. You're already exhausted. I get it. You've been doing whatever you've been doing for a long time. But somebody new came in, a new person's came into the world. They're just getting started. Right? You've got the keys. You know your thing already. So why do you hold it all in? Why do you keep it all to yourself? Why don't you share your knowledge, share what you know to the world? They're just waiting for it. Doesn't take you much effort. Pretty easy for you, but not for other people, right? But I don't know. Maybe you're not ready yet. But you should definitely think about it. I want you to think about it. 320487, which is what we have in pocket option, off by a penny. And here comes, I hear a lawnmower coming around the corner. 222 still. Let's go ahead and knock this down. And repeat. And trading's pretty boring, right? It is. Once you figure things out, it's very boring, right? I heard some guys say that when I first got started. I'm like, well, how can it be boring? Like, it's exciting, you're making money, and trust me, it can be pretty boring, guys. All right, so market with the W. Let's do another one. The longest we've went is 2 hours. Not going to do a 2-hour video today, but yeah. I'm trying to get in a video a day. It's really hard, but that's my goal, is to do that. I got 3 videos in last week. I'm not happy with it. I'm going to try to get in more. I was recovering from my surgery, but feeling good now. I go back for a checkup. Okay? Got to get the stitches taken out. So go back for a checkup, get all that squared away and everything. And so then I'll be in really tip-top shape. And hope to God I don't have to go back and get another extraction, man. That is rough. It sucks. I have some other work I got to get done, though, so it's not going to be all smooth sailing from here on out. There's going to be some other work I got to get done, and, that's the cost, That's the cost of trying to be beautiful, right? That's not really what I say, but I've heard women say that. I forgot, there's an old quote or something. If you know what it is, go ahead and post it down in the comments. Something about beauty and the pain that a lot of women go through when it comes to that. Different things they have to do, especially if they get older and they get a lot of work done, or Botox, or whatever. You guys, for you women out there, you know what I'm talking about. But there was a famous quote, and I don't know. You can never be... I know there's one called, you can never be too rich or too thin, right? That was a famous quote, and I forgot who said that. I'll get the person later, but I'm not going to go search Google right now. But there you go, guys. 3208.97, 3206. Hold on, not yet. Let me go ahead and do this. 3208.97, right on the nose. 11 sessions. I just need to do 4 more sessions, guys. I've got my $30 goal. Now, let's just say you guys, because I know you guys are a little, you want to do more. Okay? $30 is like, okay, Mark, $30, whatever. Let's just say $100. $100. Because I know a lot of you send me comments. You're like, well, Mark, how many sessions would it be for $100? Or okay, so let's just do that. So what I'll do is just put in here $100. 49 sessions required. Now that's a lot. You can do it. You can do it, right? I mean, just because it's the internet and trading doesn't mean it's not going to require any work. You know, we still have to put in that effort, right? But I don't know. What if you just do 25 sessions in the morning and 25 sessions in the evening? Or here's what you could also do. Maybe you can take this total trades from 10 and turn that down to 9. Can you win 1 out of 9 trades? If you can. Now look, the sessions required has dropped over halfway. Now it only takes you $23. I'm sorry about that. Now it only take you 23 sessions to make $100 a day. Now that's with this initial capital that I have here. Now some of you have asked, well, Mark, I don't have that much. Okay. What if you only have $200? Less than 200, you're going to introduce more risk. You know, it takes money to make money, but it's going to introduce more risk. And nothing's guaranteed. So let's see if we get a red alert. And we did. We got a red alert over here on the trade amount. So what does this mean? Pocket option will only allow you to trade with $1 or more. If the trade amount is lower than $1, the trade manager will alert you with a red background. And also the minimum capital that's required for these settings is $689. But I got you covered because there's something that we can do to tweak this so you can still trade with $200. Here's what you do. You have a couple choices here. You can lower the total trades, or you can double the win trades. So let's try to do that. So let's switch this total trades to 10. Now we're even deeper into, look at that, the first trade amount's it's 14 cents. Really low, right? But now watch. If I change the win trades to 2, you're good to go. So the first trade amount is 137. Now let's try to do something here. I'm going to switch the total trades to 11. Now you're back in the red. So what we do is we call this optimizing. Optimizing your risk. And this is why I don't always do this, because your capital or your initial capital that you have is different than what I have. You know, you may only have $100 or $500. I may be working with $5,000. So all of this really depends on how much you have inside a pocket option. Starting balance. Okay, so you would enter that in here as a base starting point, then configure your settings after that. Okay, so you could just sit here and, you know, fumble around the numbers, do whatever you want. But this would be a good starting point, I would say. But I'm just want you guys to keep in mind, the less you have, you're going to have more risk. The reason is because you're going to have less room for drawdown. So when it comes to drawdown, you may want to make sure that the stop loss alert is set correctly. So there is no correct number, but there is a number that whatever that you're comfortable with. For me, it's 20%, right? So if I get like 20% of my capital drawn down and I'm down 20%, I'm going to get a red alert. And this rarely ever happens. It's been close. I think we were close on the last video. But you can set this stop loss alert to whatever you want, and it will alert you when you reach that. So just want to include that because I normally don't include those calculations and configurations for those smaller accounts. And a lot of you guys asked me about that. And a lot of you have the question, what is the smallest amount that I can use with the trade manager? And there's really no way to answer that question because all I can say and what I do say is that with like $50, we've had guys that have flipped 50 into more, like around 100 to 200, but that doesn't always happen. So it's going to be a lot riskier the less you have in here. Okay, so didn't want to beat that to death, but just wanted to kind of go over this for you guys. And if you guys want to get a hold of this, there's a couple ways to do it. There's a couple ways to get a hold of the script. You can go over to the website. I'll leave a link down below in the description. Also the comments. You can get a hold of all of our cutting edge tools. I have a lot of different spreadsheets inside of the VIP area. The Trade Manager is just one of those. But this is like the flagship spreadsheet that we all use. There's also hours of exclusive video training included as well. We have a community now of over almost going on 1,900 members now. This number's a bit outdated, but almost 1,900 members now. We have ongoing member support. And we can answer questions about Pocket Option, where it would take Pocket Option maybe a day or so. We can usually answer those questions, and sometimes in a few minutes or within the hour. Okay. We're pretty knowledgeable. I'm pretty knowledgeable about Pocket Option. A lot of our members are because they've just been doing this for so long. I would not recommend to go to Reddit or something like that because you're going to get a lot of negativity. A lot of those, if there's any issues with Pocket Option, a lot of those issues have already been resolved. If you want to know the real deal, get into the group. Then you guys can really actually talk to people that use Pocket Option. You can talk to people that actually withdraw money from Pocket Option and really understand, does this thing really work? Is it, can you really withdraw money? Well, here's some more screenshots for you of members doing withdrawals. And I have done withdrawals as well. And so I can say that, yes, it works. And if you're unsure, just put a few bucks in and then withdraw it and see if it works. It's probably there's a $10 minimum, right? You put $20 in and withdraw $10. Withdraw half your money. Pocket Option doesn't care. They'll give you the $10, right? You're not obligated to trade with their platform. If for some reason you don't want to trade with Pocket Option, they're happy to say, okay, fine, you don't have to trade. Here's your money. See you later. Right? They're still making money whether you trade there or not. And they make a little on your losses, yes, but they're also getting you for those fees on every trade. So even if you win, right, you're consistently profitable. Like some of our members are doing really, really well. Pocket Option still makes money. There's fees, guys. Right? They take like 8% of every trade that you do or more. That's a lot. So keep these things in mind. You guys can trade anywhere you want, anywhere in the world. But that's the website. Also, if you guys, what you can also do if you want to get in for free, you can just sign up for Pocket Option underneath the affiliate link down below in the description. If you click on that, There's a little pocket option link there. And if you register and you deposit some money or whatever, I'll get you into the group. Okay. But reach out to me on Telegram for more information about that. And then let me know when everything's set up, ready to go, and I'll get you into the group. We'll get you the trade manager and everything. So also want to hear from you. We'd love to have you guys come out and join the group and communicate, and just to have you a part of that community that we have. Would love to have you there. So, but that's it for today, guys. Try this out. That's the Fast 5 strategy. You can see I love it. It works well for me. I wish you all the best of success, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a wonderful day. Take care.